do it on your phone, like Linda's doing it. She's in Vermont today. You can do it on an iPad. Just letting you know if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can let me know. You don't have to let me know this minute, but you're welcome.
All right.
We're always looking for more people. It's a small group, but they're very nice. It's a nice group of people.
All of you sound extremely nice.
They really are.
I can't say nice things about Lisa yet.
Oh.
Actually, she's one of the nicest people. Her and her husband was the past governor, which is like he was in charge of the whole area, like 68 clubs, 67 clubs. It's a very big responsibility. You have to give up a lot of your time to do that. Very few people can do that and run a business at the same time. And he was just really a great governor. I've seen now several since I joined, and I'm going to say he was the best one that I've seen.
No, wait a minute. Okay, I was governor.
I wasn't here when you were governor. You were governor before me. I didn't see. I'm not saying you weren't good. I'm saying the time that I've seen governors. I mean,
I think it's time to start the meeting.
It is. Okay, Rick, you want to do your thing first? And
yeah, want me to ring the bell?
Okay.
Yes.
Start recording?
Yes.
Okay. And we can start with a invocation, which I will lead. We'll bow our heads for a moment in prayer. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the gifts and talents we've been given. Thank you for Rotary and the leadership that we have, the foundation and the wonderful clubs around the world which let us go out into communities and do good things and help others. Thank you for these gifts and blessings, and we appreciate them greatly. Let us use them in the best way possible. Thank you for our wonderful country that we are in, for all the troops and first responders and everybody else that has been so busy lately with our hurricanes and such. Thank you for those that defend our freedom, and thank you for the leadership that we have, and may we always be trying to improve our wonderful country. Thank you for all these things. In His name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And I'll do the pledge today because I don't think I'm the only one who can do it, so I'll do it. It's just pledge to the flag. There, Rick's got a flag. Thank you, Rick. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we don't have a lot of things to discuss, just a few quick things. The club social, we moved it to, what was it, the 27th? Is that, Linda, is that right?
Right.
The 27th, because Linda's out of town on the 20th, so it's a small group. We might as well have Linda and David, so we'll have it on the 27th, and we're going to go to Lisa's house. And Lisa said it was okay. I don't see her, but I'm hoping she hasn't changed her mind.
She hasn't.
And you'll let us know, Lisa, if you could hear me, what we need to chip in for the food or whatever refreshments that we need to chip in for. And that's about it. I didn't get to go to Interact. I was telling Linda I had a medical problem. I found out I had stage 3 kidney failure over the last week, so I had other things on my mind. It wasn't a higher priority as it was at the beginning of the week. But the good news is the goal is to not get stage 4.
Yeah, you don't want to lose one. Yep.
I asked the doctor. He said stage 3 is not a big deal. He says if you stay at stage 3, you can live your whole life like that. You won't even know you're sick. But stage 4 is a little worse. So the goal is stage 3. Okay. I said, wait up to stage 1 and 2. I mean, what did I skip? You know. Well, apparently I accelerated through that also. So whatever. So anyway, that's what's been going on. I've been focused on that. Trying to think if there's anything else. We need somebody who can go to the what was
round table.
Not the round table. The other thing.
Well, that's right after the round, at 11 o'clock for the grant certification.
Yeah, because I'm going to be out of town at that time. So I thought I'd be there, but I'm not. They rescheduled the Green Beret training for that weekend. So I have to go. I can't tell them no. So anyway, we need somebody who can do that. If we could find someone, that'd be great. Anything else that anyone wants to bring up at the meeting before we introduce our speaker?
I was just going to bring up, the current deal on polio is we have 14 cases in Afghanistan and 4 in Pakistan.
That's not too bad. Just, Mark, to give you a background, when we started this 20, 30 years ago, I know Linda's an expert.
1985.
There was hundreds of thousands of cases a year.
There were 350,000 cases a year.
And the Rotary partnered with the Bill Gates Foundation, and they're down to 18 cases this whole year. And they're in parts of the world where the doctors went to give them shots and they killed them. Which is crazy. I mean, it's just really sad that someone would. I mean, to even want to go to that country takes a lot of commitment, and to end up getting killed trying to help children not to have polio, I can't understand that. That goes beyond my. I can't wrap my mind around something like that.
Yeah, you're probably talking about Afghanistan or Pakistan and the tribal regions.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Taliban.
That's pretty normal out there.
But the Taliban did quit fighting for about 3 days one time so that their own kids could get the vaccine drops.
Well, that's good.
It helps, but it's still kind of sad that people would do something like that. It's really,
all volunteers.
Really sad. I mean, my heart goes out to the doctors too. That
for sure.
That they're willing to put their lives in danger and do that, and to be treated like that. It's horrifying, but that's the world we live in. Well, anyway, Mark is going to talk about tech for troops. If you'd like, Rick has something.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that we have a Challenge Air Fly Day coming up in November.
Okay.
So we're a month or more out. It's on the 17th. It's at the Executive Airport in Dallas, and that will be at 8 o'clock on Saturday the 17th. That also happens to be the day of the Margarita Ball, so I'm not sure I will attend.
Okay, David and I will probably be there then. Yeah, David and I will be there.
Okay. Excellent. Mark, if you would like to do a PowerPoint, I don't know if you do, but if you do, you can. On the bottom of the screen, if you hover, there's a thing that says share, and if you click on that, it'll put your computer screen on the main screen. You don't have to, but if you want to, if that's something you would like to do, it's an option.
It might help. I didn't realize that. If I had known, I would have, let me find one. It might be I know which one I can use.
Okay. I'm just giving you an option. If you want to do that, you can.
So I'm going to go with, let me open up. So I'm going to start now, okay?
Yes.
All right. So I would bet all 4 of you have never heard of Tech for Troops and what we do. So
you do a lot of IT.
It is a lot of IT. It's a lot more than that, though. So do I hit whiteboard, Howard?
If you go to the bottom where it says share and you click on share, that'll put your screen up. What your screen sees, it will all see the screen. And then if you load your PowerPoint on your screen, we'll see it on your screen. There it goes.
There we go.
All
right.
You can go to slideshow if you want to make it full, a fuller.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but you're fine. We could see it.
Got it. All right. So Tech for Troops is a unique nonprofit, a 501c3, based here in Richmond, Virginia. And I got to let you know, I hear the Texas OU going on. I'm from San Antonio, but transplanted to Virginia in 1987 after I joined the Marine Corps, met my wife, and we moved to Virginia instead of Texas because the oil bust hit in 87 and there was not a whole lot of jobs down there. So we moved to Virginia, been here ever since, and, Texas is always home, but of course my home is here as well. So I have 2 brothers, a sister-in-law, and a couple of nephews or nieces that have graduated from Texas A&M. And since my alma mater, Virginia Commonwealth University, has never lost a football game in 160 or 50 years, whatever it's long. Yeah, they don't have a football team, so I'm the proud owner there of a winning football team forever. Yeah, don't have to worry about it on Saturdays. So anyways, Tech for Troops, what are we? We're a nonprofit that is extremely unique across the United States. We receive donations from corporations and individuals, turn them into training, technology, and education for veterans and their families that are in need. What does that really mean? If you give me a worthy laptop, and I'll say it that way, we'll turn it into a free laptop for a veteran that's in poverty or in low income or transitioning out of homelessness. Last year, we gave 750 laptops out across the United States. So really, this is what we do. We provide free laptops as well as provide basic computer literacy training. We just had a training class today, and we had probably 10 vets in there. We only hire vets. I'm a Marine, and we provide them with technical training for employment. So one of the guys we just hired a couple of weeks ago is taking one of his IT certifications tomorrow, and we feel very confident he's going to pass. And then at that point, I'm going to send his resume out to a lot of staffing firms to get him a job and pay him a lot more money than what we're paying here. But he learns more here in terms of IT because he gets more hands-on, OJT really, all right? We have an upcycle art therapy program. We bring in vets with disabilities, wheelchair-bound, TBI, traumatic brain, and they create art out of computer parts. I don't know of any place else in the United States that does that, but we do. We also recycle a lot. Tomorrow and into next week or this week, we're probably going to be putting out another 15 tons. That'll bring us up to about 220 tons in less than 4 years. Keeping it out of the landfill. I have a granddaughter. She's 11 months old, or just about 11. And it's really important for us to be a steward for the environment. And then we're also a founding member of AFTER, Alliance for Technology Refurbishing and Reuse. I'm a steering committee member right now. And what that means is we have put together best practices for other nonprofits across the nation that do what we do.
May I interrupt a second, Mark? The lady I'm with, her daughter is a headhunter for IT.
Would love to get in touch with her.
Yeah, her granddaughter is she just graduated from A&M.
Cool.
And anyway, but in case I get cut off, I want to let you know that, and I can get your contact from Howard.
Perfect.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's fine. There are only 2 veteran organizations that do sort of what we do here in Richmond, and then one in California. But they're not like us. They don't do what we do. They don't do the basic computer literacy. They don't hire veterans. They don't have an art therapy program. They do recycle. But their model is completely different than ours. We're the only ones that I know of that do what we do for the veteran community in the United States. Okay? So what have we done? What was our impact? We donated computers to the McGuire VA Hospital here in Richmond, Virginia, Lakota Sioux Tribe in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, homeless shelter, veteran homeless shelter in Milwaukee, USO in Wisconsin and Fort McCoy. We donated almost 50 computers up there to them. We donated 100 computers to the VA veterans at...
Go ahead, take it. Just a minute.
Oh, hi, Linda. To veterans in Milwaukee this past July 4th. This year, we're probably on par or on target to hit about 650 to 750 computers. And the reason why we didn't or not going to exceed what we did last year is last year we had a gentleman come in to get a computer, and I just quite nicely said, hey, can you turn it on for me? And this was in August of last year. Sorry, it's my phone. And he couldn't turn it on. He didn't know how to hit the on button. He actually went to the volume button on the computer. And at that point, I went to the board and said, we got to change. This is unacceptable. We're not giving out computers just so they can, do nothing with them. We're going to train them. So that's where we came up with the homeless veteran or the low-income veteran training program. It's mandatory that they go through 3 days of training to know how to use it, to turn it on, how to open a document, save a document, get online, create resumes, and that kind of stuff. So that's where we are at this point. In 2016, excuse me, we were recognized by Newman's Own and the Department of Defense, and General Dempsey gave us a check for $30,000, which is amazing. Talk about recycling already, and I know for a fact we've assisted dozens, if not probably closer to hundreds now, to get veterans jobs in whatever place they want to get. We have them come in from colleges, and they can't afford computers. They're in private college, as in for-profit, taking IT classes, and we supply them with computers as well. I hear what you say about the Rotary supporting, like the hurricane relief. We too are supporting Hurricane Florence relief. Last year in Texas, for that flood that hit in Houston, we gave 100 computers to veterans down there, and they were handed out like candy. It was just so fast. We sent 50 into Florida after that hurricane, and this year we're working to get 50 into North Carolina and 50 into South Carolina as well. Sorry about that. So we are also on target to support hurricane-stricken areas of the United States. Any questions on that? Nope. Okay. So, Linda, I think I just maybe. All right. So this is what we do with the Homeless Veteran Training Program. We teach them what a power button looks like.
Linda,
and it's a power button.
Fringe area, you're not coming through clearly.
Yeah. All right. We teach them what a power button looks like. And this picture that you see on your screen is a group of vets that I went up to a couple of months ago and taught in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And I traveled for this. It's part of the passion of what we do to make sure that the veterans who receive the computers learn how to use them. The more experienced veterans, and we do have younger veterans come in to this, late 20s, early 30s. We teach them some tips and tricks like paintbrush and italics and how to indent. They've never been part of or known how to create a document. I mean, when you're an infantryman, you're not on a computer. You're not doing that. So we want them to get a job is what we're looking for. And then we teach them personal cybersecurity. A lot of them don't know what that is. And I give them all of the scare tactics possible. So if you're going to do your banking online, make sure you update your security settings. Make sure you refresh or turn off the machine and turn it back on. So any updates take effect and all that kind of stuff. And one of the ones that you guys may not know is even if you're doing your updates on your computer, you need to do your updates on your router, your personal router at home. So every once in a while, once a month-ish, turn it off, unplug it, let it power down for about 10 seconds, and then turn it back on. That way, the router will be updated security-wise. So I didn't know if y'all knew that. All right?
No, I did not.
Yep. It's important. That's how one-way hackers get in because your router is not updated. So 2017 highlights. I took over in 2016. The founder invited me in to be on the board. And when I walked in the door, quite literally, we just stood up and said the pledge and said a prayer. So I hope you understand. God smacked me in the head. I had my own IT firm. And quite literally there was lightning bolts and thunder and just sunshine. And it was just this, I knew where I was going to be for the rest of my life. And I shut down my company that day, or started shutting down my company that day, and started in March of 2016. By May of 2016, end of May, I was told we're shutting down. And we had some conversation about that, the board and I, and they gave me until September. And come September, they said, you don't have the money in the bank. I don't know what you're going to do. You have a choice. Either take it on completely all by yourself because we're going to leave, or you turn it into a recycling place or just shut it down completely. I said, well, guess what? I'm going to take it on myself. So I did. And in October 2016, I had moved everything over from banking to IRS to state, federal, local. Everything was done. I had a new board. And now we're doing really, really well, as you can see from the 2017 highlights. And that came about after about 2 months of being in charge. That's why I believe that I'm in the right place for myself, for my life. FEMA donated 3,000 laptops. 200 volunteers plus come in the door every year, and we still have that. 750 computers to multiple locations across the United States. 51 laptops to McGuire, which is the VA hospital here in Richmond. Dominion Energy, you may have heard of them, probably not, they're not in Texas, but they gave us $50,000 last year to start a homeless veteran training program. We cycled 40 tons of computer equipment in that year, which is why we're up to about 220 after this week. This Chesterfield Cisco Networking Academy, that is a group of high school students who are past brilliant. Anybody in IT, these kids could walk into a Northrop Grumman and get a job making anywhere from $75,000 to $125,000 a year as high school students. Quite literally, they're that smart. We're partnering with the West Point Society and the Naval Academy to watch the Army-Navy football game. Doing that again this year. We're going to have a big blowout, probably 200 people there. And then received, and this was one of my best days of 2016, or 2017, excuse me, received a $20,000 anonymous gift. If you've never run a nonprofit or been in your business and just somebody says, hey, here's a bunch of money, it is one of the most touching things that ever happens to you. And this year is a little different. We haven't received money like that, but we're doing pretty well. U.S. Bank out of Wisconsin just sent us a check for $15,000. I found out that on November 6th, I'm going to be up there. They're going to grant me another $10,000, so that's $25,000 this year from them. And that's because of what we're doing across the nation. Any questions on 2017? I know I'm going a little fast for you. 2018 so far. I mean, honestly, it has been an amazing year already. Have you guys heard of Altria?
No.
Altria used to be Philip Morris. Altria is now the branch or the top of the branch, the top of the tree of that umbrella for Philip Morris or all the different businesses that they own. It's not just cigarettes anymore. They do medical and so many other things. And they are truly stepping up this year. I would think they're probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 by February for us. And that's within a 4-month time frame. They are amazing. RVA Tech is a local nonprofit, but what they do is all, and that's truly all, the large companies that are here. And we have Fortune 15 to Fortune 500 companies here in Richmond, a whole bunch of them, and they all belong to RVA Tech. And we were given the Nonprofit of the Year award, which totally blew me away because I truly thought it was going to be something along the lines of Junior Achievement League or something like that. And when my name was called, because Tech for Troops, when Tech for Troops was called, I literally was shaking when I was up there receiving this. It was just amazing. Allen & Allen is a large firm here in town, and geography-wise, we're their hometown hero this year, one of 10, but as the only veteran organization. Milwaukee Bank, U.S. Bank in Milwaukee, 100 veterans, 100 computers, and now we have VA hospitals across the nation asking us for computers. Haven't got anything from Texas yet, but I have no doubt that one day that will start coming because, well, it's a free computer, and everybody likes that idea. Any questions?
What we do have in our district is it's called Operation Veteran Support, where we support the local veterans hospital. Also, we've helped build a Fisher House.
Yep. We actually support the Fisher House here in town, and if any other Fisher Houses ask us for computers, we would be willing to, support them as well. That's what we do here. We only support veterans and their families.
I'm going to be working with the Wounded Warriors through the Green Beret Project, and I was wondering if I could link them up with you while I'm there.
Let's do it.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
I'll give them your information. They want me to help them get learning skills so they can get new jobs. That's what I'm going to. I'm giving away my learning program as a gift to all the Wounded Warriors in the country.
Yeah, that is where we're heading. So it says up here on the top bullet, Altria on a training room. So the vision is it's not just going to be homeless or in need veterans getting training. That's not enough. Right now in the Richmond area, if you are an IT person, the unemployment rate for IT is less than 1%. So you could walk out and get a job at any company. I mean, just you could. So veterans who are in class at the local colleges, VCU, University of Richmond, some of the other colleges, community colleges, for-profit colleges, we're going to hit those folks, not hit them. We're going to go to those folks and say, listen, we understand what you're doing. We don't mind. We're not trying to take your place. What we're going to do is start an on-the-job training program for veterans in IT. So book learning is great. I did my book learning to get my degree in marketing. Never used it, but I did my book learning, and all that means is I can learn. So what we're going to do is set up servers and a sandbox, if you know what that is, so veterans can come in and play and get those skill sets needed before they go to the Altrias or to any other company looking for a job, because we all know book learning is great, but it's not experience. And we've already had success giving vets, giving them the training, giving them the experience, the OJT, and when they walk out of here, they get a job pretty daggone fast. Our success story, biggest one, I should say, everybody knows about this place. It's called the Pentagon. And one of my guys literally left here, got a job at the Pentagon, and now lives up in D.C. That's, to me, is just cool because he was not doing well. I'll just say it that way. He was in need. I'll put it to you there. So that's the vision of Tech for Troops, and we want to expand across the nation. You know, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. There's still five bases in San Antonio. I know 3 for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's 5. That's a big veteran community. Houston is a big veteran community. Dallas, Fort Worth, a big veteran community, as well as El Paso. That's where I went to school when I was in the Marine Corps. We could put 3 or 4 locations just in Texas alone, but we want to target Florida and California and Arizona and Denver and so many other places to do this and have the same thing. The training piece is going to be key. It's what's going to set us apart from everybody else. It's not just going to be recycling, giving out free computers. It's giving the guys and gals on-the-job training so they can get a better job, period. That's where it's going to be. And that's, and honestly, it's going to come. We'll be across the nation in the next 5 to 8 to 10 years because the world is starting to find out, the country, I should say, starting to find out about us. I have a conversation with the VA tomorrow about this very thing, about how we can support them, they can support us, and get vets computers and hotspots to stay online and bridge the digital divide. So it's coming. Any questions so far?
No, but what our Rotary theme this year from our Rotary International president is "Be the Inspiration," and I think you are.
Thank you. So really, when I started out talking to y'all, I actually read this to you, not like it exactly, but we do turn your donations into training because we only hire vets, give them the training to get out, education, the homeless and in-need veterans, and then the technology, which is a free computer to veterans and their families that are in need. One of the things I think I'm right on, and my wife might tell you I'm not right a lot, but I'm right sometimes. And this is one of those things I'm pretty sure, is that kids in school, especially high school, middle school, if they don't have the tool to do their homework, which is a computer to get online to be able to do their homework, they're going to be the guy like me, you know, sitting in the back of the class back in early 80s, now 70s, sleeping, right? Acting out, not really doing what they need to do to be successful in life. And my goal is to put computers in their hands as well, so they're not acting out in life. All right. So that's where the families in need our needs. Well, actually, that graffiti you see on the wall was great. We brought in the Girl Scouts from Fort Lee, which is an Army base here, and they were allowed to do any graffiti they want as long as it's pro-America and pro-military. And we just had a blast that day. But this is to Pfizer because I didn't realize we were going to do a PowerPoint. What do we need? We need e-waste, the stuff you're casting off. Any of your companies, if they would support us in that way, Tech for Troops needs financial support from Rotary clubs, from individuals, from corporations. We can't do this. We don't get federal funding at all. And that is honestly a shame. But we're more than doing not well. I don't want to say that, not that way. We're surviving, and that is because of corporations and individuals, not the government. We need senior management representation on an advisory board, and that'll be for locations. Once we get into Texas, I'll probably hit you guys back up and say, hey, listen, you know a lot of folks. I need that mayor on my advisory board, that kind of thing. And then we have what's called Hack the Troops. It's a capture the flag cybersecurity fundraising event for us. And I set the goal of $30,000 this year. We're going to be a little short, but we'll be at about 22 to 23, which is actually pretty good. But it's cybersecurity, capture the flag type of thing. And those are the kids, the high school kids I told you about. They do this and they put it on, and it is amazing because they're so much smarter than I am. Anyways, oh, there you go. There's me. There's the mug. Any questions?
I'm gonna be going to go to the Green Beret base. I think it's Fort Briggs in
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about what you're doing there with them, and I'll connect you and see maybe.
Did I send you our one page? There's 3 one-page info sheets. Have I sent those to you, Howard?
I don't think so, but if you give them to me, I'll bring them with me, and because I'm getting involved in this also. It's like with the Wounded Warriors, which sounds. He told me that a lot of them are committing suicide because they feel that they have no future and there's nothing they can do, and it's very sad. And that sounds like one of the things you're offering is that training they need so they have a future. I can help them learn, but I'm not going to teach them how to use a computer.
Right. Yeah, and it is key. I mean, honestly, all of you are using the computer right now.
Yeah.
And your kids are probably using computers.
Yeah.
But when you're in, if you don't have the opportunity to sit down and learn how to use a computer, I've known a few guys who committed suicide. It's not a pleasant place.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
So I'll stay in touch with you, and maybe we can do some good stuff together.
Okay.
You have all of
Howard, if you would send me his information, I'd appreciate it, and I'll give it to Audrey so she can give it to her granddaughter.
Okay.
And get
I'll
it
do
to
that
you.
also. I'll do that
Okay,
as well.
well, I'm here. I got to leave. Thank you so much for the time you've given to us tonight, Mark. We appreciate it.
You bet, Linda. Thanks. Safe travels.
Okay, thank you.
So if there's nothing else to add tonight, should we close the meeting? Is that okay? Does anyone have anything else they would like to add before we close? Well, I'd like to thank Mark for a great presentation. I hope maybe you and I could do some good stuff together. I'd like to help.
Yeah, it was an honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. I think I'm beginning to, get involved in that, and I'm seeing there's a very big need for it. I was supposed to go 2 weeks ago, but it was the hurricane, and they didn't think it was a good idea to be in North Carolina that weekend.
That's probably a good idea. One of the things, though, you need please understand with the suicide, it used to be 22 a day, and it was mainly, Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Now the age has moved up to 45 and 50 guys committing suicide because they get out, they can't find a job. They don't have. When I got out of the Marine Corps, we probably had 2 dimes to rub together, and that was about it. And today they're getting out the same way. They think, hey, I served, I'm going to get a job immediately. And and you're in a place where you just never thought you'd be at. And it's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
So
again, thank you for everything. Lisa, I don't know if you heard, but we're coming to you. I think it's on the 27th for the party, if that's okay, because the 20th, Linda and David are out of town. And you'll let us know, what we need to chip in beforehand, and I'll send out a notice on our email for that.
You'd like to what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. David would like to say a thing.
Oh, I thought you were gone.
Just a minute. He's finished driving.
Okay, calm down. All right, as a young naval officer training Marines, I learned something that you're not going to argue with. If Gunny ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Is that a true statement?
That is very true. Yep. I was a young Lance Corporal in the United States Marine Corps, and if Gunny wasn't happy, nobody slept.
That's right. It's not a good day. But Gunny's usually right.
That is true, usually.
Yeah, usually.
Who's Gunny?
Gunnery sergeant.
Yeah.
I had two of them working for me. Great people. And there was one thing, if they weren't happy, and it was true, and I said, the commanding officer wants that closed subject, drive on.
That is the truth.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, he just finished driving, so he can finally talk.
Okay, I was wondering. I haven't heard from him tonight. So I'm going to close the meeting with the four-way test, if it's okay with everyone, unless anyone has anything else to add. Okay.
Go ahead.
So four-way test are the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the
truth?
Second, is it fair to
all concerned?
Third, will it build
goodwill and better friendships?
And fourth, will it be
beneficial to all concerned?
And our fifth one is, will it be fun?
Yay.
Okay, thanks again, Mark. I'll be in touch, and I will send your information to Linda as well. And I'll let you know when I'm there, and I'll give them your information as well.
Perfect. Hey, Howard, real quick, check your inbox while we're online right now.
I'm not sure if I can.
You should have the info. You should have the info.
Okay, I think I have. I have full screen, and I don't want to lose
Gotcha.
it. And I'm videoing, so I don't want to lose it.
All right, and just to make sure, your email is Mr. Reed, right?
And at Mr. Reader, MRREADER at MSN.com.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
All right, you should have it.
Well, Rick, ring the bell. And that's it. Till next time.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mark.
Have a good week.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Well,